Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video on XRP this morning. We'll talk about my expectations over the course of this Easter Sunday, of course, but also going into tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, obviously, I'll be back with more updates, and then we'll have a little bit more clarity. But it seems like today we're going to get some movement as well. The volume has actually stayed relatively stable over the course of the last 24 hours, at least when we're talking about spot volume, because there's something else that I want to show you. Spot volume is actually still down 23%, while the volume for Bitcoin is up 10%. So that's interesting, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, because there are some things going on regarding XRP's volume that make me not worried, but we do need to know about that, or at least you need to know about it as well, so that you can kind of calculate what the different possibilities are. But before we get into this video, obviously want to wish you all a happy Easter, to all of you celebrating, and otherwise just have a great Sunday. I hope you all have a great Sunday, spend some time with family, whatever, but at least that it's a good Sunday for all of you, which is obviously much more important, especially today, than keeping your eyes on the markets. Because even though we're going to get some moves, I don't expect anything major on the short term. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows, right? Because ultimately, talking about the bigger market circumstances here, I mean, Bitcoin is in this range right here, obviously, and that's going to break. All right, and it could be tomorrow, it could be next week Wednesday, it could be next week Friday. That's coming, but it's unlikely to be today. But all right, let's get right into XRP right here. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to look at. First of all, I wanted to look at XRP BTC right here, which has still been dropping down slightly, and this chart is absolutely horrendous. But it's dropping down, but it's still within the same range as it has been for some time. We still have a major support right here at, I'm not going to name all those decimals, but we have a strong support here, from which we can expect some XRP BTC outperformance. So nothing major we have to look at right now, but what I do think is something you do need to know is that XRP volume. All right, because like I said, the spot volume of XRP compared to Bitcoin is already relatively lower. Like there's a difference of about 30% between the increase of Bitcoin's volume and the decrease of XRP's volume. But then what you see as well is that it was much worse this morning. But the leveraged volume for XRP was actually extremely low, right? You can, like, right now it's back again in the top 6, so that's great. But if you go to the volume in the last 8 hours, it's like lower than some of these scam coins, lower than Fartcoin, and this morning, like I said, the volume was very low. So that, in combination with the likely direction for Bitcoin right now, which seems to be down, at least down to the bottom of the range right here. That's very zoomed out, but at least down to the bottom of the range right here at 84,000, 83,700, but potentially lower as well if we're going to fill all the imbalances to the downside, where we have a lot of support, but we might have a reason to drop down there as well. And if Bitcoin is doing that, and XRP doesn't have that much momentum, and it's very illiquid, which seems to be the case right now, it also seems likely right here that XRP is going to pull back below 2.05, into that level right here between 1.95 and 1.85. Now, in general, that was already something you expected. That's what we've talked about for the last couple of days as well. With the thin order books right now, so with the low volume, or at least basically what happens with low volume, I think you again should be a little bit more prepared for that move into $1.85. But ultimately, especially if you zoom out, I think the support levels that we do have right here around 1.95, 1.96 will still be enough. All right, it's just going to be, especially with the volume right now for XRP, it's going to be quite volatile next 24 hours. As long as you know that, as long as you're prepared for that, I don't expect any major bearish fundamental change. Obviously, if that happens, we could also drop down below 1.95. But if that happens, I'll make an emergency update as soon as I can, right? So for now, I would just say, worst case scenario, we fill those imbalances and we reclaim 1.95. Before getting some strength here, which also lines up well with the XRP BTC support, or we just hold it up straight up. All right, but I'd say, take into account that this is most likely for XRP. That's what I think is most likely for now. So that's it. Happy Easter. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, in the Telegram, in the Discord group, wherever. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.